Hi guys!
The second word, that's awesome.
Lip, tip, lip. So should I start from the beginning? Cut that.
Basically just Sour Patch Kids.
Hi guys! This is Yazz from Monkey Pie Labs. I'm here today with Sarah.
Hi.
We are going to show you how to cook Taiwanese beef noodle soup as our first Monkey Pie kitchen series.
I had beef noodle soup when I went to Taiwan and I really loved it.
Yeah.
So this will be great.
Taiwan holds this special place in my heart. I have my best friends from Taiwan. I found this dish very delicious, very yummy, and it's just like such a nice way to surprise your Taiwanese friends when you show them that you know how to cook their national dish better than them and sometimes better than their mom. Shouldn't I say that? But so the way I do it might be a little different because I yazzified it. I mean, I basically retouch it. I use different ingredients based on the availability. Like for example, the authentic Taiwanese beef noodle soup is being made with like a beef shank. But first time I had such a hard time to find beef shank. At the very beginning I was making beef noodle soup with just beef for stewing that you can find in Costco. But later I found out about like these type of meats, which is called round eye beef, and they are very affordable. They are not pricey at all. You know, you can find them everywhere. And the other touches, the minor touches that I did was with the spicing, but I will promise you that if you make this way, your Taiwanese friends are not going to think, oh, it's very different. I just make things simpler for myself. Before we start, I have to take the ingredients that I'm going to show you is for 6 people. This is the package of the meat that is coming from the Costco. And this amount of meat is actually around like 4 pounds. So what we need today is actually about 3 pounds of meat.
Okay, so we'll use most of it.
Yeah. Beside the meat, which was the most important ingredient, we have some greeneries and some roots. So we should use like onion, scallions or green onions, and like tomato, green bell pepper. This is one of the also yazzified because the actual ingredient, the actual recipe doesn't use green bell pepper. They are instead using the chili, the very hot pepper, which is too hot for me. So the next items that we are use are actually our sauces. Hot red bean sauce, or like douba-jang or douba-jan. I hope I pronounce it right, but who cares if it's wrong. So you can easily find it in all you can easily find it in like most Asian or international market. So the one that I like is actually from the Taiwan. It has like a little Taiwan map. So it's actually Taiwanese, authentic Taiwanese.
And this is the spicy stuff, right?
Yeah, it is very spicy. So the other item that we are going to use is Sauting rice cooking wine. You can also replace it with like rice wine, but with any type of like cooking, or replace it with actual red wine. So I tried out different versions in my different recipes. I couldn't tell honestly the difference because the role of this is just basically make your meat tender or more tender. We will also use a combination of light soy sauce and dark soy sauce. We will have like brown sugar, as I said, to use for caramelizing the onions and make the whole stew a little bit sweeter. And we have star anise, and this is the secret parts of the spices. So I get these from Chinese market.
What are these?
So these are like packets of different spices. So you can put them in your stew and they will do the magic. For the amount that we are making today, we will use 2 of these. The other important stuff are noodles. At the very end,
Because it's beef noodle soup.
Yes, beef noodles, exactly. It's because of its beef noodle soup. So we will use rice noodles. They are a little thicker, and I like the flat look of them. Baby bok choy is the other ingredients, but we will use it later. And these guys are totally optional. We will use cilantro and these like sprout beans.
Yeah, bean sprouts.
Bean sprouts, oh yeah. The last yazzified part is that we are going to use Instant Pot rather than the stovetop. It will give us like the same result in shorter time, maybe less than an hour.
Woo, that we can eat sooner.
Yes. Now we will start by chopping the onions and ingredients. Follow us or keep along. It's always nice to have like nice cut vegetables, but not when the veggies are going to Instant Pot, because Instant Pot will make everything kind of melted. So
even if you're really terrible at cutting, is it okay?
yeah, and I
Great.
am not that great in cutting, so it doesn't matter that much.
I can help cut it.
Do you want to try cutting?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why we have you as my sous chef. So one thing it's nice to have in mind is that since Instant Pot is going to melt things, it might be nicer to cut things a little like bigger. You know, you can cut them like in thicker pieces.
Thicker pieces? Okay.
Yes. But I will save the green parts as my garnish. So Sarah, I have to change my cutting board.
So we're cutting the meat next then?
Yeah. What is my best way to deal with this type of meat? Always wear gloves. You can choose not to. This is a specific part of meat that one side of it has like the fat or skin. In the actual recipe, when they use beef shank, because of the bone, it has already all the fatty stuff. Since now we are using more like a lean meat, we want to make sure that we preserve some parts of the fat. I will keep all the fat on this one, and I will try to separate the fat from this guy.
We just want a little bit of the fat.
Yes. They will be melted, so you can't see them in the actual soup.
Oh, okay.
I think that it will add just like a natural, nice oily texture. You have been to Asia more than me, more times than me. So whenever you like try some of their like Chinese soup, you can like you can taste a little bit of like fat. So it will create a distinct like beefy taste. I don't know how to describe it. I usually throw away all the fat part because I like to have my meat leaner, but I think for like a stew like this, you need to preserve some of the fats.
Okay.
I like to, first of all, have like big pieces with my beef noodle soup, but you don't want to go too big so people couldn't hold them with chopsticks. But you have also to keep that in mind, and when you cook meat, it will kind of shrink.
Right.
It's smaller than 2-inch cube, but I think it's something between 1-inch and 2-inch cube. So we are almost done with the cutting the meat.
Woo! I mean, I like to like have a hearty thing to bite into.
We will now need to saute stuff. As my sous chef, I want to ask you pour like olive oil into the pan. You should always start with onion, especially if you want to caramelize it a little bit. You can add onion and like a little bit of brown sugar, which we have here today. You know what? If my mom was there, she would be a little bit angry, but you know what? Because you have to like, I mean, in my mom's like standard, you have to add the brown sugar first. Okay, I think that for this amount of onion, 1 tablespoon. So originally we add 1 tablespoon. Now I wanna add like another maybe teaspoon. I think that the more brown sugar we add, we might have we might end up with like more like golden onion.
Okay.
But eventually, if you like continue the heating the onion, you will end up with like that goldish look. But now I want to add my other ingredients. So I want to cheat and create that gold brown look. That's not like cheating. It's just like that I want to like reach the caramelized stage faster.
Okay.
So do you think that you can later like cook this yourself?
No.
It's a good time to add the garlic. I think now we are at the stage that we can throw them all at once. So I will now add also these guys. So Sarah, by you there should be star anise. So I also want to add the star anise.
Okay.
It is something between cardamom and like cinnamon for me, but it's so good. It creates a very nice smell. So Sarah, can you bring the meat now? So you know why I didn't add the meat to the Instant Pot?
Why?
Because I want to make sure that it will absorb the taste of the onion and all the spices. So these tomatoes will add a little bit of reddish color.
I mean, I think this looks good as it is right now.
So one thing now we can do is to add the scallions. Depending on your stovetop, medium heat is usually the best. We will like place the lid on this guy. I will add like 1 cup of like cooking wine. So basically by adding the cooking wine to my skillet while I didn't add any liquid yet, I will like expose my meat with more concentration of tenderizer, because this is technically a tenderizer.
Okay.
So I add like 1 cup of this to my skillet. I will add another cup of dark soy sauce.
Smells delicious.
Really?
Yeah, I think it smells like beef noodle soup.
I will add like the spicy material. Since I can't tolerate, I will add only like a full tablespoon. And that's it, and we can serve it as a side dish for people who wants to have more spicy or spicier than this. It's so hot. But it smells great. I'm so excited. Oh. You know, just to let you remember, we saved some of the fatty part from the meat, and I added already to the Instant Pot. Yes, you see, they are like totally absorb the soy sauce, and
they're so dark now.
Yay. We are almost done.
Is this the easy part?
The easy part only remain, which is now I'm pouring like hot water from my electric kettle to here, to my Instant Pot, and I will fill it to the max part. And just to let you know, this is a 6-quart Instant Pot. Just the final touch, I will add half of the cup of light soy sauce. The final step, the final magical step, adding these like bags of
magic spices.
Magic spices.
That's so funny.
Yeah, cinnamon, fennel, ginger, cumin, and clove. So their purpose is that they will release the all the good flavors without like muddying the soup. Because if you just add these like spices directly into your pot, your soup will not be clear anymore.
Okay, I see.
So now I will close my Instant Pot, and the setting that we are going to follow is meat stew, and we will set it. We will make sure it's high pressure, and we will like increase the time to 55 minutes.
55 minutes.
So we will see you in about an hour. So Sarah, we want to make the noodles as our last 2 final steps.
Okay.
So our water is boiling on the stovetop. I will add some like kosher sea salt. Now I will add my noodles. So in my last 2 minutes, I also add my bok choy to another pot. So I will have like boiled bok choy. But the key to the bok choy is that you don't want to overcook these guys. Our Instant Pot is now done. I will like release the vent.
Why do you look so scared? Don't you?
Because I like if we don't do this cold water like draining, they might be a little sticky. Sticky.
Miss some noodles.
Oh. I think for the visual parts of it, it would be better if they're all set. So as you can see, it turns out perfectly. It smells like as it should be.
Is the color right and everything?
The colors is like perfect. So guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video so far. We are done with our dishes. I have my dear friend Jonathan, who is Taiwanese. Try this on. Tell us how it is.
Well, at first look, obviously this has a very authentic feel and smells, Every time I go to Taiwan, the first dish that I have is usually beef noodle soup. So smelling all of this just reminds me of that. Smelling everything here and just looking at everything reminds me of the way my own mom makes beef noodle soup.
I hope.
And it's delicious. It's delicious.
Okay, now I'm
like
excited to
everything.
try. Sarah, you try.
The beef looks so tender.
It's not that
The noodles
spicy.
are well
It's a
cooked.
little bit spicy.
Flavors
For
good.
me.
I don't think it's too spicy.
Success!
Success.
So
Success!
delicious.
Great work, both of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for trying. Yay!